So, I'm actually very excited to talk about the meet and greet that I went to over the weekend. It was a trucking event. There was a lot of real estate speakers there. And pretty much for the most part, what was there? His accountant was there, his compliance officer was there, someone was talking about cargo vans, um, fixing your credit, building legacy for your family. Like, it was just an amazing event. It was well rounded. They touched on so many different topics, and it was just like, I'm sitting here like, I can't wait to just check it off one by one by one by one. Like, hey, you, first I'm gonna have to hit up you because you can fix my credit. And when you fix my credit, then I can make all these different moves. I'm gonna start with trucking. Maybe I'll start with the box trucks. Then maybe I'll go with the semis. Then maybe I'll go with I don't know. I was just like, listen, I need to do a little bit of everything because there were plenty of people there too that said, they were doing their own thing, whether it was through real estate or whether it was through something else. And they met Box Truck Shorty at an event, and that made them feel like, let me go rent a couple box trucks and make this easy money. You see what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the things that they were talking about, it's like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind dibbling, dabbling and having like, okay, have me a box truck business. Then at the same time, I may have one or two semis, and then I have maybe one or two cargo vans. Like, you just never know. Buy you a plot of land. It was just so informative. It was so beautiful. It was so amazing seeing so many strong Black people on that platform, on that stage, and speaking so eloquently. Like, they just, like, honestly, the way that they spoke, it just, like, everybody was giving their own experience, their own zhuzh. You see what I'm saying? And it was just like, damn, if you can do it, I can do it too. And that's why I like going to a lot of Black events. Honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you, because it's your people that you see starting from nothing and making it. Because let's be real, in America, certain people had a head start. Certain people can walk into certain buildings and walk out with everything, and then the next set of people can walk in with the same credentials and walk out with less or nothing at all. So to come to this event and see so many people say, okay, well, I damn near died and came back to life, and I'm doing what I gotta do. I came out the streets and decided to make my life better. I was homeless and now I'm doing my thing. I went to jail for, I think someone said like damn near 10, 15 years, and changed his life around when he came out. And it's like, I ain't experienced none of this. So why is it that I'm not getting the same results? And quite frankly, I already know why I'm not getting the results. After, learning from so many different people, I know why I'm not getting the results that I want. One, it requires consistency. It requires you to also be very obsessed with whatever it is that you're trying to learn. It requires for you to have a mentor. It requires you to have discipline. It requires you to just put your best foot forward every day. And it seems really simple saying all these things. It seems really, really simple. But you'd be surprised how the simplest things can be hard to the average person that lacks discipline, honestly. And that's just what it is. And that's one of the things that I am looking forward to change, because you can't say you want to be successful, but you don't have the discipline and the consistency that it takes to be successful. Like, let's be real. You're disciplined enough to get up, to go to work and work for somebody else for 12 hours, do what they tell you to do, and then come home and do what you got to do. But you can't have that same discipline when it comes to working for yourself, for creating your business, something that's going to allow for you to have the freedom to be able to spend more time with your kids. Make that make sense, and of course it's because we've been disciplined since kindergarten, since pre-K, to get up, go to school, spend this many hours, do this, do that, raise your hand, ask, don't move, listen. We've been trained to do that our whole lives. So it's like you really need to get out of those bad habits that you have. Not necessarily bad habits, it does teach you some form of discipline. Some people can't even get up to go to school on time, honestly, and that's why they decided not to go to college. Let's be real. But it just requires you, it does have its benefits, having that type of discipline, because now you know how to be on time for something. Now you know how to wake up early and be consistent and do the same thing over. Like, you know what I'm saying? That has its goods. I'm not even gonna lie. But the path that I have for myself, it's going to require a lot more discipline in different areas. And I'm very, very much aware of it. And this meeting pretty much opened up my eyes to like, no, this is what you got to do. You see these people standing here. You see these people standing here talking about what it is that they had to overcome in order to get where they're at. It's not easy, and it's not made for the weak. And if you can't do what it takes to get it started, then you may not have what it takes to keep it going. You may fall in that category of people that start their business and, end up losing their business within an hour. Within a year. So many businesses fail after the first year. Why is that? We know why. Let's not act like we don't know why. But back to the meeting. The meeting was from 12 to, I want to say it ended around like 5:30ish. So I paid an extra $100 to go to the VIP, to get a VIP ticket. And for the VIP ticket, pretty much essentially, what it is that you went there from 12 to 1. All the speakers were there, and that was pretty much your time to engage, network, speak, talk, free consultations, do what it do. And here's the thing, here's my problem. When I tell you I paid that extra $100, I think it was an extra $100, but I paid that extra $100 to get there at 12 o'clock. And when I tell you I did not network with nobody because I was just so afraid and so scared and so, make it make sense. Who pays an extra $100 to go to a VIP section of a networking event and don't network? And this is one of the problems that I have with myself. I don't know how to interact with people. Like, and this is everything. When it's a new job, when I was in school, when I go to the park with my kids and other parents and other parents are there. Like, I am so bad with getting up, walking to a person, hey, my name is so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? That is my fear. I am so afraid of talking to people. And I don't know why. I believe it has a lot to do with confidence, but it's like, what is causing me to not be confident in that area? Because hear me out. Once the person comes and introduces themselves to me and starts a conversation, I'll talk, especially when it's something that I enjoy talking about. Like, if I go to a parent-teacher meeting or a family event or something with other kids, I'm not going to say a word to any of the other parents. Or the park, I'm not going to say a word to any of the other parents. But if any of the other parents come to me and ask me for advice or want to talk about something or this and the third, I love my kids and I love talking about my kids. So I just go and I do. But for some reason, I can't make that first step to talk to them. I need them to come talk to me so that I can open up. And once that shield is put down, then I'm ready to go. I don't know what it is about me, but I don't think it's a good thing. And in order to be a successful entrepreneur, that's something I'm gonna have to fix. But here's my thing. Here's one thing that I would say. I believe going to events like this will help. Because now it's like, okay, you see what the vibe is like. You see what it is. Now, next time, just prepare yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, let's see. For this event, so I lied. I did network with one person. that's the next thing, right? So I'm sitting. At first, I'm in my I walked in, and I seen I was able to grab some water, so I grabbed some water, right? And when I grabbed some water, I sat down in like the middle. I was like, I don't want to sit too close to the front because then they'll probably pick on me and tell me to talk and things like that. And I was like, well, I don't want to sit in the back either because I want them to see me and I want our eyes to interlock. And I want them to see that I'm interested. I want to, when you're close enough to the front, they'll probably remember you, especially something like the glasses that I'm wearing. If I wear that to the next event with the same exact people, they'll probably be like, you were at the last event, right? Because they sat in the front, they saw me and they realized my glasses or something. You see what I'm saying? I want it to be close enough for them to be like, oh, I saw you before. So I sat in the middle. And that was, from the 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock hour. No, the 12 o'clock to 12:30 hour, I sat in the middle. And then I was like, Tanya, I think you need to move up a little bit closer. Because right now it's pretty empty because it's the VIP section. It's the VIP event. Everyone is not here yet. When everyone comes, all these seats in front of you are gonna fill up. And once the seats start filling up, you're gonna start, mixing in with the crowd. You're not gonna stand out anymore. So I was like, all right, time to move closer to the front. Right? I think I sat at excuse me, I think I was like, maybe I started off at like row 10, just picking a random number. So I was like, okay, and this is the crazy part. So once I said, okay, Tanya, I think you need to sit up in the front. I'm like, okay, now how are you going to get to the front? I'm literally asking myself, how are you going to get to the, what do you mean, how are you going to get to the front? Get up and go to the front. I was like, I planned it in my head. I was like, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to refill my water. I'm going to take my purse with me. And when I refill my water, instead of sitting where I was sitting before, just sit a couple seats up. Like I had to plan it in my head. The fact that I was going to switch seats. Like that's how pathetic I am. Oh my gosh, no. So I was like, okay, so I got up, I got my sip of water. And it's funny because before I got up, I was like, okay, you're gonna sit right there. It looks like there's space right there. Right there. I think you're good right there. So I went up, I went to go get my water. And as I was going to my new seat, I started seeing more and more people. I was like, was there always this much people up here? I was like, why is there so many people up here? And then I started getting nervous walking towards the seat like, oh man, I'm gonna have to talk to someone to get to my seat because, all the aisle seats are taken. So I can't just plop myself and just, let nobody see that I've just randomly plopped myself there. I'm gonna have to speak to someone in order to get to my seat. And I was like, oh crap. Okay. So I told this guy, I said, excuse me. And I decided to sit down. Now here's the thing. It was like 4 seats, right? So there was a young lady sitting on the left aisle and an older man sitting on the right aisle and 2 seats in the middle. And I'm like, so which one of the seats should I be in? I don't want to sit too close to the older gentleman and I don't want to sit too close to the young lady. And now this was a whole another battle for me. When I tell you I was so anxious at this event, it's terrible. Everything made me anxious. Getting up made me anxious. Sitting down made me anxious. Anyways, I decided to sit closer to the gentleman, but on my seat, I was like halfway off the seat so that I was kind of touching that next seat next to me or whatever. So it's kind of like I was taking 2 seats because I didn't want to sit too close to anybody. I need to grow up, right? So anyways, fast forward, there was a part of the session where this guy that was hosting the event, he was hilarious as hell, let me tell you. Right? And there was a part where he was like, if you're sitting down right now, you need to get up, find someone who you did not come here with, and start networking. And I'm like, oh God. Like, why would he tell me to do that? Why would he tell me to do that? And I'm like, okay, maybe if I sit here and I just look on the floor, I look to the side, or maybe if I look on my phone, and then maybe he won't recognize that I'm not getting up and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. Problem is, remember, it's still the VIP. So, I stood out like a sore thumb, especially with these glasses and the hair. So he goes, the person in the black, sitting down, you need to get up and start networking. And I'm like, oh my God, he's looking at me. Don't look up. I look up, he's staring right at me in my eye. Right in my eye. He was like, you need to get up. You need to network. You need to go find someone, get a number, get something. And I'm just like, oh my God. So the person next to me, the young lady, I was like, hey, how are you? How you doing? This, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be. I was like, I gotta talk because he ain't gonna stop. He's looking at me. I'm in the front. I got this big fro. I got these big old bold glasses on. Let me talk to somebody. So I ended up talking to her, and we were talking about work and how we're looking, for something different and this and the third. And, we were making conversation because now we're forced to make conversation, but it was a cool conversation that we was having. She's very much interesting. And it was so funny because one thing led to another. For some reason, I was like, yeah, that's why I want to do Amazon Relay. And she was like, what's Amazon Relay? I was like, well, you're going to find out because, it's his event. And she was like, oh, I thought it was Jabbar's event. I was like, yeah, Jabbar, that's Box Truck Shorty. She was like, that's my uncle. I was like, excuse me? That's your uncle? We're sitting here talking about what we want to do with our lives and what changes we want to make. And you have the blueprint, the man with all the answers, the man with all the connections. You have him in your back pocket? I said, baby girl. You need to take advantage of the resources that you have around you. Like, you really do. And then I told her, she started laughing at me. I was like, girl, your uncle is my Beyonce. And she started cracking up. I'm like, seriously, like, I'm not starstruck over celebrities that sing and dance and entertain. Like, you do nothing for my life. Yes, you make great music, and great music is therapy and this, and the third. Okay, but let's be real. You're doing nothing for my life. I get starstruck over entrepreneurs, specifically Black entrepreneurs even more, simply because it's like, you're an idol for me. You're doing something that I would love to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're an amazing person. You're great. The personality, you're making money, you're successful, you're teaching others how to be successful as well. Like, this is something that just like, it amazes me, and I love it so much. And when I started following Box Truck Shorty, I just became so obsessed with everything that he was doing. So I'm like, listen, that is my Beyonce. You hear me? Like, he is super dope. Like, you need to take advantage of your resources. She mad funny. She started laughing. But that was that. And I felt a little bit better after the event. I felt a little bit better. Like, Tanya, you took the first step. You got out there and you got yourself in the room. You got yourself in the room, and I'm really proud of you, because honestly, you didn't have to pay that $200 to go. You could have blew it on something else like you always do. And I got up and I went and I did and I conquered. And even though I was nervous as hell, well, listen, next time I'll be less nervous. I feel as though I probably would have been less nervous if I had more to talk about. Like, if I was further along in my Amazon Relay journey, maybe I'll be less nervous, because now it's like, okay, this is what I did, this is what I done, oh, this is my experience, da 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 da. But I really don't have much experience right now. I feel like if I went to maybe like a credit repair event, building business credit event, maybe I would have had more to talk about with those people, because that's pretty much the stage that I'm in now. You know, setting up your LLC properly and making sure you have the business address, making sure you have this, making sure you have that to set up your bit. If I went to that type of event, I probably would have been more vocal, because it's like, oh, I did this already. I created my LLC. I did this, I did this, I did this. So let's speak to people who are having the same thing, or let's talk to this credit person, or let's talk to this and let's talk to that. Because, I think I would have done better. Or not necessarily, because this event, I learned a lot. I just didn't have much to speak on because I haven't done much yet, so I really don't have a lot of questions, right? But here's the thing. Had I known who was who before going to the event, then maybe. Like, let's say for the VIP section, let's say, even though some people did have their booths out, right? So that you could see what it is that they did. But let's say each person, just gave a quick minute of who they are. Hi, I'm so-and-so and I do credit repair. If you have any questions on credit, come see me. Hi, I'm so-and-so, I do this. If you have any questions on this, come see me. I didn't know who was who, because if I knew who the credit repair person, but see, here's the thing. It is a networking event. Someone who's not afraid to network would have found out who the credit person was. You're not gonna find out who the credit person is by sitting in your chair. You're gonna find out who the credit person is by getting up, saying, hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm actually interested in credit repair services. Do you know anybody that does credit repair? And then they would have showed you who the person is that does credit repair. This is the person you're supposed to speak to. So I take that back, because I'm speaking from someone who just wants everything handed to them. No, they shouldn't have to introduce themselves. First of all, these type of people don't even need introduction. You should walk in the room and know exactly who they are. You see? Or if you don't get to, hey, how are you? My name is so-and-so. But see, I don't have that in me, so that's one thing I need to work on. Because while I was going through and watching all the people speak, it was about 20 people and each person spoke for 10 minutes. Let me tell you, them 10 minutes, they know how to speak, because they gave so much value and so much information in the 10 minutes that they had to speak. But as they were speaking and as I saw who was who and what was what in their story and this, then, the third, I'm like, okay, I need to follow this person. Well, I followed everybody. First of all, let's talk about it. Every time someone came up to speak, I didn't realize I was following them already. I'm like, damn, I follow him already. Damn, I follow him already. I knew he looked familiar. I followed him already. So pretty much what I was keeping tabs on was who did what so I could speak to them after the event. The only problem is, after the event, instead of having just the people who pay for VIP, you have everybody there. You see what I'm saying? So now after the event, now that I know who you are and what you do, and now I have questions for you, because you're the credit person and my credit is trash, I want to speak to you. But you waited till after the event. So guess what? She had a whole line of people that wanted to speak to her. By the time I got to her, I know she was tired, worn out, this, that, and the third. Everybody just coming to her, and you see what I'm saying? And this is why you must take advantage of the VIP event. You get up, you meet people, you say hello, you introduce yourself, you say what it is that you're looking for, have someone help you direct you into the right direction of the person, and then you speak to them. Easier said than done, because when I tell you, my heart will, honestly, next time, I'm going to wear a pulse ox or something. In my head, I was like, I know my heart is beating like in the 120s right now, 120s, 130s. Like, I could feel my heart just pumping through my chest. When I say I was nervous and anxious, it's actually kind of embarrassing. Like, I felt like I was getting ready to meet some people's Rihanna's and Taylor Swift's and Beyonce's. Like, I'm in the room filled with all these successful people. Like, I've been watching you guys on Instagram, I've been watching you guys just be so great. And here I am in a room full of greatness, and I can't even speak. But I have hope. that the next event I will be able to speak. I don't even know what to say. Like what should my goal be for the next event, right? So I'm looking for an event to go to next month. And I'm already asking myself, what can you do different for that next event so that it could be more successful than this? Not saying that this one wasn't successful, because this event was amazing, but I mean for me personally, why is it that you left that event with 0 numbers? The niece, I had gotten her Instagram, that's one, but that's it. Why'd you leave this event with just one new Instagram name and no numbers, no connections, no nothing, no nothing? Why? So as I'm thinking about it, I told myself I wanted to have a shirt. I wanted to have a shirt that, on the back, it was like something simple that describes what it is that I'm doing, like nurse by day, trucker by night on the back of my shirt. You see, because having that on the back of my shirt, going to an event, I feel as though if there was someone in nursing, if there was a nurse in that building, something, I feel like maybe they would be more open to saying something to me. Because like, oh my God, you're a nurse, I'm a nurse too. Like, you see what I'm saying? Something. And then I wanted to have like Box Truck Shorty has like have your Instagram name on the front or something like that, so people know where to follow you. Even if you don't say a word to them, at least they know where to follow you. They'll be like, oh, let me get her social media. Look, she's a nurse and a truck driver, so let me follow her, because there may be someone who's just as nervous as you, but they see, okay, you're a nurse, you're a truck driver, you're in this event, you're in this room, and you have your social media on your chest. So maybe you might get some new followers that way. And the next thing I would do, how can I make it so that I'm not nervous to meet new people and speak to new people? I don't know. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit down and think of I don't think the word is a pitch, but think of an intro. Think of something quick that you can say to someone that you meet. Hi, my name is Tanya. I'm a current registered nurse that is looking to go into trucking. Something quick, something small. Nice to meet you. Hey, my name is Tanya. I'm a registered nurse right now from New York. Looking to go into trucking. See, that's the thing too. I don't know how to speak. So that's something I'm going to work on. Something quick, short, to the point, gets all the things done. And nice to meet you. Just go and just use that intro on everybody. Nice to meet you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my shirt for the next event, and I'm going to have my quick little intro, because that's the thing too. I didn't know what to say. So if you kind of prepare yourself for what to say to people, then maybe it will start coming natural. Because if you say, like, let's say I think of something to say every time I meet someone, right? And I'm in a room of 130 people. And let's say I decided to say that to 10 of them. For the first 10, I stick to the script. Hey, my name is Tanya. I'm a registered nurse looking to go into trucking, currently creating a trucking business. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Something simple. And when you're doing that for the next 10 people that you see or you meet, and you just want to get your name out there, by the time you get to like 11, 12, 13, it starts to just flow. Like, now you're not even sticking to the script. Now you're just going with your gut. Now you're just speaking from experience of introducing yourself to the last 10 people. Now you have something new to say. I don't know. I don't know how this works. And they have people that literally make money off of teaching you how to speak in public. And it makes sense. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited. I left that event excited because I was like, okay, I did this. I went to the event. I did it. I got myself in rooms and with the next event. So I follow every speaker, and every now and then I'm following to see, you know, what event is coming up next month. I gotta go to an event at least once a month, because think about it. If there's a circle of people that do trucking, eventually you're gonna start seeing the same people at the same events, like when you was back in high school, when you went and got up and went to them parties and you seen the same people from Yonkers, the same people from Mount Vernon, the same people from New Rochelle. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm from New York, but you just seen the same people from this place and that place or whatever the case may be at every party. There's always that one person at the party. So it's like when you have something as specific as trucking, people of color in trucking, you're gonna start seeing the same people. The more you go, the more you do, and all of them interact with each. Girl, I got this. I got this. Just give me some time as I learn, okay? But I got this. I'm still nervous. But I do have hope that next time I won't be as nervous. And I was thinking next time I might bring someone with me that knows how to speak to people, or just as like a, you know. But I think it helps to go by yourself too. But it also helps to have some, I don't know. But I'm going to figure it out.